Alright, people of the world, this is GTArajgaming and welcome you back to the channel once again. And today, we are very much jumping back into a phenomenal classic. Not Bully, or as it's called over here, Canis Canem Edit. We are, in a second, going to jump into Forza Motorsport 4, not Forza Horizon 4. Simply put, Forza Motorsport 4. The OG, the best of the best. Forza Motorsport 4 got me fully into playing the Forza franchise entirely. Not only is it considered to be one of the best, it still holds up even to this day. It is a one-of-a-kind game because not every racing game from this era can really hold up. Some of them do, and they're genuinely fun games. However, Forza, very much like Gran Turismo, has held up overall since the first game. Forza Motorsport 1, a bit slow, but good. Forza Motorsport 2 takes things up a notch. Forza Motorsport 3 introduces so much more stuff. Forza Motorsport 4 takes that to the next level. And that's all I know up until Horizon 1, 4, and 5. I stopped playing the Motorsport games when 5 came around. Now the reason I stopped putting my time and effort into those games is simply down to the fact I didn't have an Xbox One. I was rocking a PS3. By the time the Xbox One came out, I'm like, I'm just done. Now this is before I started collecting retro. The Xbox One was like 2013, 2014 give or take. And the same with Motorsport 5, 6 and 7. And then the reboot. So, yeah, there's that as well. Upgrade shop. We're gonna reset this DeLorean actually. Whoop crud! The setup manager, reset default upgrades. I want to give this DeLorean a bunch of stuff, but I also want to make sure it's stable. We're not going to amplify its power just yet. What we are going to do, we're not giving it a roll gauge. We don't just need one. We're giving it a weight reduction. We are also going to swap out its drivetrain. Never mind, we can't swap out its drivetrain. It's going to be rear-wheel drive for the rest of its life in this game. So, fully working clutch, a racing gearbox, a light as hell racing driveline, and a racing differential. I don't know if it's limited slip yet. I never thought to check that. Okay, so, racing tire compound, let's go, buddy. Rear wheels being chunky as hell. I think we should wait. We don't want that though. Right. What else do I need? Can I stick a... I might stick a supercharger on this. What are we at now for horsepower? We're 130, 149. So that is a centrifugal supercharger. So we get boost over time more than anything else. Now I said I wouldn't increase the power of it, but I just did. So we're gonna change its ignition and fuel system. Give it a flywheel. Give it cooling. And give it an intercooler. That's all we're doing. That is all we're doing. We're not giving it so much extra torque that's going to absolutely rip. There's no way in hell I'm doing that. The more you do that to a vehicle of this caliber, the high the higher the chance of it slipping out. So we are B class. We can take on the boosted. To shoot you, no. Why would you do that? Also, keep it in mind, there's a reward system here. A reward system that you don't really see anymore in Forza games. So, as you level up, you will gain bonuses. When you level up your driver level, you gain bonuses. But when you level up your manufacturer affinity, you will gain bonuses from them as well. Which is a very interesting take. It's unique. It's very good. So the way that works is when you level up, you will start to get a percentage discount on parts and I believe vehicles. Now currently, for some of my affinities, I have 100% off parts. Let that sink in. I get free parts on some of my vehicles. I don't know how this will perform. This is a DeLorean that's not been tuned up with this new gearbox. But we are still racing manual, so here's hoping. We are lighter than the competition. It's not going to stop them from being dickholes about it. And if we over rev, we will also take damage. Keep that in mind. That was on me. I overshot. I very much overshot that. Oh my god. I can't believe I just did that. How can I overshoot? I overshot and banged into someone. The DeLorean is a rear engine vehicle, which means the front end of it is light as hell. So if you smack into it, smack into our vehicle, you're gonna have a bad time. Okay, things are a little different now. So I want to peel out here, or come here, and then change gear. We are way off, we are way off. We can recover a Mark IV Supra? A Mark IV? Oh my damn. Now keep it in mind, unlike later Forza games, you don't get engine swaps. Or at least this DeLorean doesn't have an engine swap. Brother! What is with you and your acceleration? Oh. He was keeping me slow on purpose. That Lancer, or whatever it was. What was that? Subaru. No, Lancer Evo 10. Okay, I'm gonna pop off of that for a second. No, wait. We want to bring this down a little bit. I want to extend gears 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Have them last longer, but also pull them down. Springs are fine. Aerodynamics, you don't have to worry about that. Braking. We're going to reduce braking because we're slamming down too hard, and we're going to put it all towards the front. My diff is, well, now it's fine. So we're gonna have faster acceleration. Our gears should, in theory, last longer. So there is that. So don't forget. This is making a whole world of difference, actually. You anal beat! What a butthole! What a severe goddamn butthole! Not okay with that! Punk ass bitch just spinning me out like that? Not okay with it. Just not okay with it. I mean, if I gave myself more torque, I might have been able to handle that better. But I shouldn't need extra torque because I can do this. If other racing games have taught me anything, I can do this. Jesus H. Christ. Woo! Okay! We can do this, I think. Jesus. That, I just got ripped the fuck off. That Mark IV Supra was cheating something. There is no reason that Supra should have been able to pull away like that, or else it would have done it earlier on in the game. God, I hate that. I didn't win anything though. You only get the marker on the map if, or the circuit section if you do fucking what's his face. I have the ability to do this. It's just not happening. So what do I want from this? Like, ooh. Yeah, let's do that. I'll take all of this. Oh, that's a lot though. Let me get some of this. Oh really? That's some fucked up nonsense. No, really went and done it. So now we should be able to bring one of these in. A nice little bit of a balance with our potassium. So event list, and then we go back to the one we were just doing on B. Let me try again. Sedona Club Circuit. Sedona. Woo! Because here's the thing, we've got extra torque, we've got extra horses under the tank. One thing I'm not a fan of is how lower that DeLorean is. So, in order to try and combat that, I'm going to have to be a little bit careful. 94 Fahrenheit weather. You whore. Anyway, job for more springs. Let's do this. Add a little bit extra stiffness to the springs. We should be, in theory, just fine. We've got a lot more torque than we did before. We're still lighter than we used to be as well, which is interesting. Woo-hoo-hoo. Yeah, look at that. That RX-7 though is a bit of a pain. I had to wait for the car to straighten itself out. You whore! You filthy trash monkey! Oh, that shouldn't have slowed me down the slightest. Should have made things slippery. Because sand doesn't exactly have good traction. Alright, 7's gonna get it. I swear to fuck I'm gonna get this! Jesus! It is really annoying. There we go. Okay, we're getting here, we're getting here. Slowly but surely. Sounds like a fucking lawnmower behind me, Jesus Christ. Fucking rotary engines are disgusting. In terms of their sound. Yeah, there's no way I was letting him pass me. Yeah, in terms of overall power and handling, my car has to win. My car just wins. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I think I might need to reconfigure it just a little bit, but that's something at least anyway. It is such a beautiful car. An RX-7 is trying to get past. That RX-7 is so fucking... I want to engine swap that. God! Sorry, I can't get enough looking at this DeLorean. I want one. I want one big time. Look how good it looks! I can't help but be impressed by my own creation. If you haven't seen already, we get bonuses. We get a bunch of fucking bonuses here. And we're also at a point in the game where we're not really paying for parts anymore. That just doesn't happen. We don't necessarily pay for parts at this point. God. Yeah, there we go. That's a hair. That's a hair choice right there. What else would I like to do? Could I sacrifice just a little bit more? Do I want to sacrifice anything? No. Because I could just, in theory... 191. For the extra 2 points of power, I would get extra torque. And it is lighter, so I'm going to make a sacrifice. I'm going to make a sacrifice and put a turbo on. There we go. So, I don't know how that's going to affect anything else. What? That's right! The turbocharger is bugged in this. I can't put one on. Word 79, true gamers only play this on the Kinect. Wow. Imagine playing this on the Kinect. That would be insane. I don't know. using the Kinect, I think it's just for head movement. I don't know if it does anything else outside of just maybe.
World Tour takes you on an expedition.
Yeah, I think the Kinect is just for looking around in the cockpit. I think. I can't remember. Wait, and steering?
You begin your career in the amateur
Wait, how?
division.
Wait, what?
Here you will compete against subcompact cars in a short 5-race
Because the controller itself doesn't have a gyroscope. So how'd they pull that off? Wait, I never really took a look into Forza Motorsport Connect.
The testing of cutting-edge automotive technology.
Because I've never owned Connect in my life. I want to see what it does though. Wait, is it all just gesture based? That wait, so they're driving just on auto for driving. So how are you braking and stuff like that? Oh, I know a little bit about Kinect. I just don't know. I just didn't realize people were using it to actually play this. That is just insane. Alright. An event for supercharged or turbocharged vehicles. So here's the thing. Motorsport 4 has a bug. I cannot apply a twin turbocharger to the DeLorean. I can only supercharge it. I can only supercharge the DeLorean. That is all I can do, unfortunately. I even had the latest update applied at one point, and it did nothing. So I don't know how common of an issue this is. I'm not restarting my save because I have some really rare cars on here that I can't get back. Yeah, that had car football because of freaking Top Gear. It's a Top Gear thing. Oh, my wheel is locked up. God freaking damn it. I didn't even put too much braking pressure down and my wheel was just locked up. Even then, my brake pressure is set to 80%. So, triggers are probably bugged or something. I don't know. All I know is I did not hit the triggers very fast or very hard. That slimy son of a bitch. There's no way a Ford Focus is getting past me on that part. That much certain. To be fair, he was in my way. I actually forgot what button my handbrake was. I was going to handbrake turn out. But that would have also been such a stupid thing to do in this case scenario. But that RX-7 is too fast for this race. This one calls for a restart. Just like every Forza game, it has various levels of rubber banding in it. The Horizon franchise is notorious for it, but you can very much overcome it in this, as I've shown before. It's just more troublesome in the Horizon aspect of things, because they also have custom profiles that get applied to vehicles, which is just really freaking annoying. There we go, we got lucky on that one. That's how you do it. And because of the extra power in my car, plus the way I can actually drive at the best of times, yeah. Woo-wee! Last lap. And that's how I know that I'm doing it right. And across the line, 60 miles an hour. A bit of a minor scuffle, but I think I forgot what difficulty we are on. It's not an easy one either. If memory serves, we are on one of the higher difficulties, which from my point of view is actually very interesting. Because when you sit back and you take a look at how each Forza game handles its higher difficulties, you will soon see that things like Motorsport 4, they tend to have better drivers. Have I really marked my glasses? What the flip? Yeah, we're going to difficult and I'll show off my settings. So yeah, my opponent difficulty is professional. So I am racing on the hardest AI difficulty. Which when you think about it, the fairness of the AI actually varies. Like, yes, without a shadow of a doubt, there is rubber banding. That goes without. That's without saying. That goes without saying. But the thing is, there is also a computer that you're driving against. Unlike in the Horizon portion of the franchise, where everyone or all the computers are coded to go from point A to point B, regardless. If you try and brake check one of them, you're in for a world of pain. Because they're just going to slam right through you anyway. Because you cannot do that in Horizon. But in a game like Motorsport 4, you can. You can brake check your opponent, slam the brakes on, and they'll slam theirs on. They can also do the same to you. Now, with what we saw with that RX-7, there is rubber banding. That car got a power creep for no reason. And it didn't regain its position after it lost it. Which goes to show there is some form of rubber banding. It stops when you're in front. And it'll randomly engage. Rubber banding is where a car just slingshots past you for no fucking reason. And it's really fast. We saw that with the RX-7. We saw that with the Supra. They were just getting faster and faster. Even though they didn't beforehand. What is this fucking monstrosity in front of me? I went Gira, what the fuck do you mean? Woo! And across the lane, almost no trouble at all. Woo! Alright. We're not getting much in the way of XP. No, sorry. However, there's a few things still I have to do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to explain a few things after I have a small break. So you give me a second, I'll be RB, alright? So 1 second. Alright. I do be back. Now, I've employed a little trick for this. So, what you might notice is the vehicles might be a bit more native than anything else. What I mean is they're using cars that come with turbochargers by default. Because I've turned off the ability for them to upgrade their vehicles to be literally at 500. Now, the reason I went and done this is because of shenanigans that have happened in the past. So they've picked cars that are going to be very close to what I have in power. So, a 98 Supra, a Dodge SRT4 ACR. Now, those performance index points don't really mean a whole lot. And the reason I say that is because if they've got the torque, then they could pull ahead. Now, for a B-Class's turbocharged, my car may not have the oomph. Oh, I need to fix something real quick. One second. Alright, there we are. My car may not have the correct amount of torque. But it's still good enough to get the job done. And to me, that's what counts. Now, I know for a fact the Ford Focus and the SRT4 may not have the torque to get through this. But we're sure as hell going to try. I've done that to course correct myself. Ah, that is on me. I couldn't correct my course for handbrake turning. But no, trying to get around some of these corners is a bit of a nightmare. So we're going to try it again. Sometimes you just need to learn the correct art of racing. In my case scenario, things are not going exactly the way I want them to, unfortunately. However, it shouldn't be stopping me. It won't be stopping me from trying and doing better. We'll have a fighting back and forth. I kind of want to go back and do this one a little bit more proper. Yeah, I kind of want to do that one a little bit more proper, but that RX-7, it just goes to show that it wasn't all that. Oh, what a fucking dick. He didn't even try to brake. This kind of stuff is so entertaining to watch, though. My boy's all mangled, how dare! Yeah, there's no way he would have beaten. I think because the tires aren't making him turn good enough. Or rather, look at that crap right there. Oh, he nearly had me, Jesus Christ. Okay. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce the tire by 1. Not like reduce, but like I'm going to reduce the power of the tires or the strength of them by 1 level. And then put the rest of that into, because we're not exactly going drag tire compound. We're going sport tire compound. So if we do that, we're down at 466, and then we're going to use that to put more oomph into our DeLorean. So we're still here. There we go, 270 foot-pound of torque, baby! We got a better crankshaft. We got a better air filter, fuel, ignition, suspension. This is kind of what the DeLorean should have had at launch. Almost, anyway. So, we're at the last race. We're 1 point behind. Let's see if we can do this. So, yeah. Road Atlanta, Club Circuit, fucking Atlanta, Georgia. Or, Braselton. Yokohama tires. So I didn't touch the gearbox or anything like that. We now have more torque. We were at 256, we're now at 270. So we should have this. That turn just messed me the hell up. The one thing this game really doesn't do well is grass. Because that's not what would have happened. And a game like Forza, that kind of stuff's always pissed me the hell off. It's like, hey, look, here's a thing. Here's a patch of grass. If you drive on it at a certain speed, you'll get slower. Jesus. If you don't take certain corners at certain points, you're sure as hell leaving some performance on the table. Or leave yourself on the table a little bit, in this case. Yeah! I want to see how he looks. 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 Just look at how good that DeLorean is! Ah! And not a mark on him. Not a bloody mark on it either. Yeah, look at him go! Oh my god, he's taking a left turn! He is very much slowing his ass down. Oh no! That is not okay. Hey buddy. Yes! He's pulled back ahead! Oh my god! Oh, this is such a good race from this point of view. Yeah, buddy! The DeLorean is actually kicking his ass big time. This is brilliant. Look at how well he's doing. His car is great. Like, yeah, he's probably gonna catch up again. But that RX-7 fumbled the bag. Look at the distance. Yeah, we fumbled that one big time. But look at him just powering on. This is so good. Oh boy! And across the lane. Okay, I'm very happy just watching that. I'm very happy just watching that entire section. Oh, you guys. Whoa. So we won that championship. Is there anything else we want to do in regards to the championship? Also, why is your temperature off? There we are. Just a little bit warmer, warmer. Did we get any of this done? I don't think we did. So, to reiterate why I did what I did for this race, I didn't allow them to use modified vehicles that went into B class. The reason I didn't do that is because it can lead to some instability. As I've seen with Horizon. Because in Horizon, if you upgrade a Volkswagen Beetle to S2 and then in an S2 race, you're going to be driving against other S2 retro vehicles of that time period. And they can get very, very broken very quickly. Without a shadow of a doubt. Which is why I turned that ability off. Which means I can grab a vehicle that can be turbocharged or supercharged. And I brought it in to face native B-class turbocharged or supercharged vehicles. That's why I done it. Because I wanted to. It makes things a bit more fair because then it takes the option away from the computer of being able to load in a special profile that gives them a boost at the 500 mark. It stops them from also bringing in like their own DeLorean and just ripping everyone with it. Because if they can, they will. What else do I want from this S-Class Corvettes? What is this E-Class Suzuki S form? So some of the easier events are more than worth doing, like F-Class to D-Class. If we strip this DeLorean down to its bare parts... Actually, let's just do that. Let's just do that. Wait, can we manage this? Whoa, 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 whoa. 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 Let's do this. Save the car to set up. Because it's gonna give that custom tune setup back. It is going. It is absolutely going to reapply those parts. So we're going to reset default upgrades, and then we can reapply the thing that we have. However, we're F class. It isn't going to take much for us to do what we wanted here. We are now lighter than ever before. What I would say though is... there's not much of a difference between this and this. So I'm just going to keep this as stock. And what I'll do is I'm going to give it a better flywheel. The flywheel's fine. We'll go in here. Now we'll do this. Or better yet, if we want better timings for offline, we could do ignition. But then we're behind overall. So I think what we should do is the only thing we can do is this, which is hilarious. Because we have brakes and all that, and reducing them really doesn't do much. So you're as well as just spending what 5 points, 5 performance index points, and then doing a thing. Braking is still going to be a bit of a good one here. We're gonna have better brakes than we have any right to have. Aside from that, we should be fine. We're running stock tires. However, oh, 3-cylinder shooter. Wow. Event bonus, 25% driver level bonus. Oh, we completed 2 out of 5 races? Let's go. Hockenheimring. Let's do it. Let's do it. We're going to be getting a few extra 1,000 credits. So this DeLorean, whilst it's not exactly a fast car, we've given it a bit of a boost. So better brakes, better suspension, anti-roll bar. I would have given it a supercharger given half a chance. But we most importantly got a customizable gearbox more tuned towards acceleration. Jesus Christ, on a motorcycle. On a motorbike. There we go, that's what I wanted. There's no way I'm getting mass beat by a Toyota Yaris. A fucking Toyota that's made out of plastic. RIP my gearbox though, holy crap. That was such a good turn, not gonna lie. Sorry about the silence and being very concentrated. Damn it, Toyota! Is that a Toyota Yaris? Oh, Signet? What? What the hell is that Signet? I thought it was some kind of fucking Toyota Yaris bullshit. Turns out, not quite. So, M. Rossi at 157 points. We're up here at 200. Jesus, that can't be. Oh my god. This is brilliant. We went from doing 401 points. Nice. We went from doing the B class to F class because I wanted to see what would it be like. What it would be like with a DeLorean. Turns out, not terrible. It has been brilliant so far. I'm gonna check out E class in a second. Because there's a balance to having a good DeLorean within these levels here. In all honesty, in all on fucking 70 degrees Fahrenheit in England, there's no fucking way that's real. In all honesty, yeah, a bit longer for what it is. There we go. That should do it. In all honesty, pardon me. I think what's going to happen here. I think the best bet is going to be like E or D class for the DeLorean for it to be peak, without it being too slow. Because in all honesty, when it gets to a certain point, the cars just become too powerful for you to control what they are. So this rear-wheel drive car, it'll start spinning out once you hit A class to S class. You're putting that much power down. And it wasn't bad at B class. It was really good for what it was. However, there's a time and a place. Woo! I'm enjoying myself here. This car is so good. A 2 on that turn, Jesus. Yeah, DeLorean is something I've always wanted to own here. IRL, I mean. Ooh. I'm trying to get a little bit tired. What I want to see is how powerful these other cars can be when you allow them to have upgrades. Now, simply down to the fact that you can do a lot with just like 3 or 4 points in terms of like suspension and all that. They can have all of that. Yeah, they can absolutely get all that, plus new plugs and all of them. I think I'm racing ready. Brum brum, bitch! A 3-point turn? Are you kidding? Yeah, these lower tier races are just not as slow as I thought they would have been. Compared to what you actually get in other Forza games. I figured out how to change the camera correctly. Remember the last time I went on this, I got absolutely railroaded. Because here's the thing with Forza, it can be despite there being rubber banding in this one, like up the wazoo, it's not as prevalent as it is in the Horizon games. Plus you've also got that extra challenge here as well. Because the computer in this can actually be challenging. Because here's the thing, if I specifically brought in a stock DeLorean, I would still win this, but not quite as easy. This Xbox is pumping out some nice heat. Woo-hoo! All right. Yeah, when it comes to F class and E class, so F to D class will be the best choice for the DeLorean overall, because there's a lot more that you can do just in general without engine swapping. Not that you can engine swap in this, but when you're going to get to a point where you need to increase your tires, and there are some great ways to figure out how to do that. Yeah. Yeah, I nearly screwed that one up. Mother Hubber! No, you don't. No, you don't, Signet. Damn, this game still looks great! Yeah, I downshifted just to get the car to change its course or trajectory. Could you, like, not dent my door, buddy boy? Hey, 3-star turn, let's go. The signal is fast approaching, to be honest. Damn, this car has to go. That signal is just a pain in my ass right now. Ain't no fucking way. I was on it for a second and this fucker passes me. All right, let's keep on going. Nearly there, nearly there, nearly there. There is no way he was beating us. Not a chance. Oh. Well, let's get a level. This is insanity. So now now I want to try the next level up with the same kind of thing here. So there is that. There's one for turbocharged and supercharged, but I'm not doing. I might do that actually. Total event credits for beating it is 38,000. My current car is eligible for E-Class. You know what? I'm gonna save the tuning setup for this class as well. So we're gonna press this. Save for F class DeLorean. Or the F. Because it's not only going to install the required parts, but it's also going to put in the tuning profile as well. So, now we have a good base to work with here. I think for this level, we'll go for supercharger. We just straight up supercharge this fucking thing. So at 80... Oh. So at 275 you're E-Class, and then 280 is a D-Class. Ooh. I think 275 is the limit. So if we wanted to... I mean, we lose 10 horsepower. That's a lot of performance left on the table. There's 5 foot-pounds of torque and 10 points. Yeesh. Oh, 10 points is still a lot, though. So 275 is the max you can go for. We get a small boost to ignition as well, which I very much like. What else do we have here? We didn't put any of that on. Tire compound is still the same. If we wanted, okay. If we really wanted to, we could go down here and then configure something where we can get these valves. And I believe this. We are 1 horsepower behind, but we have a little bit more torque than we would have thought otherwise. So go race, event list, and then we're going to pop on down. Because we're E-Class. Inline 4. I'm genuinely surprised that didn't happen there. Let's do the E-Class here, 275. There are a bunch of races, 5, 6, 4, 5, 4. We'll try and do a few of these because we have the correct setup in terms of our gearbox. Our gearbox, our tires, and a few other things. So there is that. I'm just trying to think here. Starto race. Let's put this race to the test. Because this is E class now, not F class. But let's see what we can do with this. Way to screw me over like that, punk! I think this is where it all gets a lot more interesting. There we go. Yeah, when you start to hit things like D class, that's when you want to try and put a focus on tires. Per se. There we are. Sorry about that, just so I can have a bit more of a line of sight here. But now we're gonna get to a point at some stage where we're gonna want to focus on tires and get a bit more grip on here, and then work our way up. Like he just tried to make a pass, but it didn't go through very well, as you got to see. So because we have all that extra torque, the car is starting to lose traction because of the extra torque that we put into it. So when it comes to going to D level, we will get tires, and what we'll also do is make a few more torque upgrades. boy. So yeah, we're gonna... If we want to do D-Class, we absolutely can with this car. Because what we're doing is we're running native, or running up against native cars for this class. So by doing that, and running up our modified DeLorean, it is letting us see what actual ideal conditions would be like on this kind of a racetrack. So Hockenheimring, no, that's not Hawk. We're going to Hockenheimring, and you've got your own modified car. You're racing up against like a Vauxhall Astra, or in this case, a Citroen C4, a Punto Evo, an 04 Beetle. Let's see how you stack up against. In all honesty, the lineup isn't terrible. Because we're at 275, the Citroens are all at 275, along with the VW Beetle. The Beetle's at 250, and it's doing tremendously well. Keep in mind, performance index isn't everything. Because as I've shown before, you can have a performance index that's a fair bit lower than what is here. Fuck yeah, let's go. Your affinity with DeLorean has reached level 14. DeLorean has sent you 75,000 credits. All performance parts from DeLorean are 100% off. It pays to play with these cars. Well, that was Hawk. So this one is Silverstone, and it's 6 laps. What I'm going to do is I'm going to save this setup that we've got going here. Upgrade tune setup. Save the current setup to, what is it? Is it E-Class? We've got F-E. So we're E class. Saving content! Please do not turn off your console. Now, the ultimate test is how it's going to perform at a D class level. So what we're going to do is we're going to supercharge it even more. Going to give it better tires. We'll actually give it tier 2 tires. And I want to see what the limits are. Yeah, we can do 333. So it seems to be 55 is the limit for that. So we'll go here. We've got all these basic ones done here. C class. Ooh. We can't even get away with that. It's like 350. Piston rings are good. These are good. So what was that? 180. We got an extra. We got an extra something performance on it. Man, we could have went that route. So we'd lose 8 points, but we'd lose 3 foot-pounds of torque. That's just ignition, though. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. 3 points we'd lose. Would lose even more so with all that. Yeah, we can need those. So we'd lose a point for the anti-roll bar. We'd have to make it up somehow. If we just stuck with the stock tires, we'd be in a bit of trouble. I mean, would we though? Because I mean, we'd get the extra power from that supercharger at stage 1. We'd have 5 points left to play with. Ooh, that's 10. 52. 56. We don't have a better block on here, Jesus Christ. I mean, we could. That is a lot extra power for what we just put in there. So let's try a D-class race. We have the same gearbox. We have the same gearing. You know what though? Just make it all a little faster. Like that. So what we'll do, we're now in D class. D class isn't terrible. Wait, is there just no D class for this? Oh, there is. D class 350. We're 1 point behind. So we'll do this, and then we'll see how we perform. Like I said, you're gonna have to start prioritizing things like tires. You have to start. We're now at a point where, if you want to go up from D class to C class, tires are gonna be mandatory because there's a lot of extra torque you have to deal with. You have 200 something foot-pounds of torque, and there's a lot you can still do. So moderate upgrades. My guy is right up my backside. My poor DeLorean just scraped the hell and back. I'm not okay with that. Aww. Yeah, you'll get better off-the-lane performance with better tires from this point on. I mean, you would have before, but like, it's worth it to put it into better engine components first and foremost. Yeah, because that fucking Rossi character, he's such a good driver overall, but it feels like he's cheating. How far behind is he, like, in terms of parts? So the Peugeot 308 GTI is 300 performance index. We're at 342 and 349 respectively. Yeah, this part was very slippery, so I'd recommend going up to TO2 after this. This mother hover. Damn, he's gonna be up my ass in a second. Woo-hoo-hoo. We're running a DeLorean, just driving it so quick. There's fucking M. Rossi. I want to do a bit of research into what that AI is because it's not natural. I don't know what the fuck his deal is. When I was saving, it wasn't terrible. So, what's Well, let's pop on back to the main menu because I have a little thing here. We're doing good. So people were questioning M. Rossi. Is it just me or are all the AI drivers worthless except for Rossi? The only races I ever find challenging are the ones that he's in. If it's just a bunch of other AI drivers, I usually end up winning by a quarter lap or more. He's the brother of Valentino, he's a natural. If M. Rossi is racing, he is almost always out in the lead by the first lap. My biggest annoyance with the AI is them braking on apex of corners. You draft in behind them, take this in line, bang, they slam the brakes. Yeah, we've seen that a fair amount here. Where you're pulling into a corner, you're right behind someone, and all of a sudden, boop, they stall. As long as the walkers in the car should roll over. M. Rossi, what the hell is that guy's problem? M. Rossi has been exceptionally well behaved in my career. Drivers like Weber and Esposito have been the jacks trying to run me off the road this time. Yeah, because the thing is, right, there are certain AI drivers that are just absolute fucking dickheads. M. Rossi, this face of pure smugness. Aww. When you challenge racer comes up with their full name, so I got really excited when I found Rossi, I found his name. Jesus. Not bad, but but is he not usually the one that drives off in the lead that you have to catch up? Oh, so M. Rossi in Motorsport 7 is a woman. Okay. Slightly different driver tires, completely different skill levels and aggression levels. One driver, M. Rossi, no relation to the great V. Rossi, is one of our fastest and most aggressive drivers. Late in development, he started learning things that we hadn't taught him. He started check braking, a very advanced racing technique, also saw dirty. Anyway, this was a bit of a scary moment. He was learning faster than we were teaching. Back to your question, the AI is very aware of the human drivers on the course. They will still bump you. It depends on how aggressive they are. We have some drivers that are so tentative that you can block them to a crawl. Meanwhile, M. Rossi won't think twice about swapping paint with you if you're in his way. Jesus. When was this posted? 2018. Console Monster was invited as part of the Microsoft Xbox Community Network to submit a selection of questions which will be answered in the Q&A. Oh. Oh, that's for Forza Motorsport 2. So, okay. Oh, wow. So this is interesting. It seems as though they've set up so there are things like rubber banding, but not to an extreme amount. But it also seems like that driver, M. Rossi, is one hell of a driver. Overall, I mean. Fucking Silverstone, 6 laps? Are you kidding me? Now here's the thing. Here's the thing. If they've carried over the stuff from Forza Motorsport 2 to 3 and 4 and improved on all, that means the drivers are learning from you as they drive with you. Which makes it sound really intelligent and interesting to all high hell, but I don't think that's the way that it's gonna that really worked out. No. There we go. I made a couple of changes to the acceleration of this car, because we could start hitting real high numbers with gears 1 through 5. I think gear 6 will just be sluggish as hell. I think this is the optimal setup for this car. I think for what we're doing here, this DeLorean is serving the purpose just fine. Woo! Let's go, boys. I can hear him. Right on my backside. M. Rossi. Is it M. Rossi? Yeah. God damn, this man is an absolute ace monster. RIP my quarter panel though. Woo! Yeah, when it comes to things like doing races in A-class and above, or even S-class and above, it becomes less and less prevalent to actually keep the no upgrades option enabled. Because then you're just going to get naturally really fast vehicles. So yeah, that's a massive fucking thing right here. I was trying to take advantage of that, but just slipped up. Yeah, it's good to see how far stock vehicles have come overall. The fact is just absolutely demolish. I could just absolutely demolish. Yeah, no, I think I might have just proved a little bit of a point here. Yeah. I did want to return to Forza for a little bit. At least, at the very least, a good Forza, to say the least here. There we are. Because, like I've said before, Horizon 5 is just not that good. It just really isn't. And it's unfortunate because Forza, at least to me, is the only decent Gran Turismo alternative. By a literal landslide. If you can believe that. Because Gran Turismo in its own right is legendary. It holds the status of being a legendary racing game. Simply down to how long it's went on for as well. Because you have to keep in mind that when Gran Turismo first came out, there was genuinely nothing like it on the market. Nothing even close to Gran Turismo on the market. Like you had things at the time like what was it? There was a whole host of racing games that came out before Gran Turismo, but it left a legacy. It left a legacy and gave us games like Max Power Racing. It gave us things like Max Power Racing. It gave us Test Drive, and so much more. It left a legacy. If Gran Turismo hadn't taken off the way it did, we might never have had games like Midnight Club. Might never have had Project Gotham Racing, or that Midnight Racing thing from Dreamcast. Sega. We might have still had Sega Rally and V Rally and all that, but like the general racing motorsport niche got filled by Gran Turismo. Up until Forza came out, Forza changed everything. It was great. Up until Horizon. Horizon took it all to the open road. And for what it did, it was good. But it took away some of the sparks that made Forza really good in the first place. Like its racing stuff. They could have re-engineered that. They could have re-engineered the AI they had for Motorsport 4 and configured it into something for Horizon, but they didn't. They done it in a way where all these racers have a set path to go from A to B. And you can prove this simply by knocking a racer off the wall into a house and watching what they do. I've not been able to do such a thing in Horizon 1 or 2 or 3. However, if you do it in Forza Horizon 4, you will see that the AI does not try to get out of that situation. They will not put their brakes on. They will continue going forward. I have stream proof of this. Because we were doing a nighttime race and we slammed someone into a wall. This is a computer. We bumped the computer and they ran into a cottage. And when you look back, you saw them still trying to go forward. Even though they were crashed. They weren't trying to brake. They were not trying to reverse. They weren't trying to do anything except for go forward. So the fact that it's come down to that. If you ram an AI off the road here in Motorsport 4, they will try to get back on the road. They will come in off of the sand or the offside tarmac and get back on track, and then continue the race. That's not a thing in, at least to my knowledge, it's not a thing in the Horizon part of the franchise. It's definitely not in 4, and it's not in 5. Which explains why cars are built like tanks in the Horizon game, so it's not easy to knock them off. But it is fun watching them just not give a shit, and then just continue to try and go forward. But no, this is the first stream of the week. I've changed things at the last minute. So yeah, let me jump onto my channel real quick and I'll outline what we're doing for the rest of the week. Because I did have to change a few things. I had to change a few things. So this week, if you want to see all my posts, go onto the channel and go to the post section. This week, we are doing. Tonight we've done Forza Motorsport 4. Tomorrow we were meant to be doing Resident Evil Village, but because the bell ends are going out this week, we've had to change that. So tomorrow is going to be Back to the Future Hell Valley for Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Now the reason that came about is because I was doing a Let's Play of the Vice City version, 2G, and I had an error. One of the missions involves you doing a protection racket or scaring people into a protection racket up at the North Point Mall. And you do this by smashing windows. And then they're like, we'll pay up now. However, the game itself wasn't detecting that I was breaking the windows. So there's that. I stopped playing. But I will continue to do update streams on 2G as time goes on. So I thought, me being me, I'd be like, hey, look, let's just switch over to San Andreas, have a little bit of fun, and see how far we can get in San Andreas with the mini mod, the new one that's based off of Vice City, that is also unreleased. Wednesday is going to be Phasmophobia with the Balance. Thursday is going to be League of Legends ARAM and Teamfight Tactics with myself. And then Friday, we're doing Resident Evil Village over on the Xbox Series X. So if you want to see all of that stuff, make sure you subscribe, leave a like, turn on notifications for the channel, and all of that. I also hope you've been enjoying the videos that I've been throwing up recently. Like I mentioned, did a big thing in the made a big post about it. I'm at a point now where I just can't always think of new ideas to upload. So when I do get an idea, it's something I can take a note of and just make a video on. So like, if I get a super cool product that I want to show off on the channel, I'll make a video on it. If I somehow get the courage, if I'm able to do a thing with Yu-Gi-Oh cards again, I will. I'll do an unboxing or a box break or something like that. Don't get me wrong, there's still a lot I can do. It's just ideas. I have a room full of retro stuff that I could have done videos on, but I don't know how to go about it. And with me having a bit of a poxy attention span, and not really anyone around currently that can help with that, videos just come out whenever. But it doesn't take away from the fact that channel members will still get content, channel members will still get early access and all that. Now, if I had access to a video editor that I could pay for doing like 4 videos, and then do a backlog, and then as time goes on, just slowly release that backlog like once a week or something. I would definitely do that if I could. Video editors are very costly. I know a few that I could talk to that can help me out there, but like, damn. But no, I want to thank you all for watching. There's a lot of fun stuff to come during this week, including my first time playing Resident Evil Village. So that's going to be interesting for sure. But if you've, like I said, if you've enjoyed yourself, like, subscribe, share, become a channel member if you want to. There's a lot of benefits to it, and all that good stuff. Now, I want to thank you all for watching. This has been GTA Raj. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, take care, and bye.